Okay, so this is how you are going to get started creating your Google site for this class. The first step that you want to do is to navigate to the Google site main page, the site's main page, and I'm going to type in sites.google.com. That's the main page, but there's a link on the project page for this. And I'm already logged in with my Google account. So the sites that I've already created are already listed here. If you've never created a Google site before, then this whole thing will be blank and it will just ask you with a button, I believe, to whether you want to create your first site or not. So as indicated in the project web page, you do need to have a Google account already, and that's what you'll use when you log in to the sites page if you're not already logged in Gmail on your computer. So here I am at the Google Sites main page, and I'm going to click on the Create button, and this is very important. As you begin the class, I want you to select a template that is the blank template, the very first one that is already selected by default. Even though you might have played around with Google Sites and you might have noticed that there is a default classroom web page or website template, and there are others as well. But to begin the class, I want you to create a blank template, and then you want to name your site, and you can name it anything you like. I'm going to put EDET 620 in the title. I'll just put EDET 620 sample site. I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because I'm pretty sure I already have a bunch of these already created with names that are similar. But not this one. You can change the site location or the URL down in this box. It will already default by taking most of what you wrote for your site name and squishing it all together, but you can create it's best to try to have a site name that is as short as possible. That just makes it easier for other people to type it in if you want. For the sake of this demonstration, I will keep the one that was defaulted. I will select the I am not a robot security measure there. I am not a robot, and I will click on Create. So now my basic Google shell is being created. And so there are a bunch of elves in a tree somewhere that are writing the code for this, and then now there they are. They're done. They're very quick. Because they eat cookies. They eat a lot of cookies, I think, and they're very high sugar. So here we are. My site is created. It has the site name up here. All of this is stuff that you can edit and change the format of later. I have the site name up here. I have one page created, and it's called Home. And for the sake of this course, until you get comfortable with the pages you're developing for the class, you just keep your landing page called Home for now. The first thing that you're going to have to do once your site is created is to create a new page that is the About Me page, because not me, but me, you. You have to pretend that you're a teacher if you're not one already, and you're going to create a page during the first week of class that presents some information about yourself. And creating a new page in Google Sites is fairly simple. I just click on the Create Page icon up at the top. I will name my page About Me. And you have some different templates that you can select, and we'll talk about these later as the course progresses. But nearly all the pages you're going to create are going to be using a web page, the web page template. And you don't need to worry about location or any of this right now, just About Me. And I'll click on Create, and you will notice that in my menu on the left now, I have my home page up here, and now I have my About Me page. And it is on this page that you are going to develop your project, one of the first projects that you do in this class. So that's the About Me page. One other thing that I want you to do, and you can do it right up front, is to put the website of the course as a link in your menu options over here on the left, so that you can, when you're at your own website, you'll always have a link back to the course And I'm sure you'll be needing to go back and forth between those two websites a lot in the class. So the way you do this is you're going to have to do something a little fancy here. So let me just show you how this is, and then you can go to the Google Help menu if I'm going too fast. So the first thing I'm going to do is to locate the address, the URL address of the course website that we have. And so I'm going to click on my this is the development site for what I'm making for the class, and then here is the actual address. You don't need to know any of that. I just gave you a little behind the curtain scene there. I'm not using Google Sites to develop the course. I'm using a slightly more complex development environment called Weebly. And I used to use this with my students in 620, but Weebly keeps changing what they allow as far as what's free or not free. And so it's been driving me a little bit crazy. I like the development environment better than Google Sites, but it's been problematic because some students have had to end up paying for sites once they started developing, and it's just kind of a pain. So I'm going to select the address for our course website, and I'm going to go to copy, and then I'm going to go back to, I'm looking for my, there we are, my Google site here. So here's my Google site. I'm on the About Me page, but I want to put a link to that, to our course page over here. So in order to do this, I'll click Save so that my web page is saved. And then I need to go to an option here in the option menu called Edit Site Layout. And I'm going to click on the sidebar, on the navigation tool in the sidebar, and I'm going to select it. And one of the things I'm going to deselect is the option that says automatically organize my navigation. And when I do that, then I need to actually manually select pages that I create to show up in my navigation. So now, if I were just to click on OK, you will notice that in my sidebar, everything has disappeared. My pages have disappeared. So I'm going to click on that again. Also, I'm going to get rid of the sitemap option. I don't really need that. Although you might want to keep that checked for a while so that you can always go to a list of all your pages. I'll deselect it though. And I'm going to click on the Add Page button, and you'll notice that all the pages I've created in Google are listed in this kind of running menu down here. So I'll click Home, and I'll click on OK. So that's my first page. I'll add the About Me page, and there we go, and I'll put it here. And so I have Home, About Me, and now I want to add my URL back to the course website. So instead of selecting Add Page, I will select Add URL, and I will type the text I want to display will be EDET 620 Home or something like that. And here I will paste the web page, and I'll click on Open this link in a new window so that I don't, or a new tab really, so that I don't lose it when I don't lose my Google page when I click on it. So I'll click on OK, and now I'll click on OK, and I'll click on Close, and now you'll notice that on my home page, I'll go back to my home page. Here's my home page. I can go get to my About Me page, but then if I click on the link beneath that, that will take me in a new window or a new tab to the course homepage. So that's the first step in developing what will become a very full Google site for this particular class.